Welcome back, YouTubers, dedicated men and women trying to change their lives, trying to go about things the right way. Y'all know the channel, Felon with Firearms. And before we get into it, I'm gonna tell y'all again, man, if y'all don't got that book, that pamphlet, that Bible for gun rights restoration, head over to Amazon, man, and make your purchase, man. Felon Gun Rights Restoration. In the Amazon search bar, type in Felon Gun Rights Restoration, and it should pop up. But here we are, we tackling Arizona. Arizona, man, we get further west. Arizona, can your gun rights be restored? This is what I have found for you. Arizona Firearm Restorations. It says, conviction of a felony suspends the right to possess a gun or firearm. Arizona Rev Stat 13-904A5. The provisions for restoration of civil rights do not apply to a person's right to possess a weapon as defined by Arizona Rev Stat 13-3101. But restoration of firearm rights is addressed in 13-910. Persons convicted, pay attention to this, persons convicted of a non-serious felony may apply for restoration of firearm rights 2 years after discharge, while person convicted of a serious offense, generally common law felonies, crimes against children, sexual offenses, must wait 10 years for restoration. So, letting you know right here. Persons convicted of a non-serious felony may apply for restoration of firearm rights 2 years after discharge. So I'm assuming that's like a grand larceny, or if you got compounded trespassings or speeding tickets that compounded into a felony, you gotta wait 2 years. While persons convicted of a serious offense, bribery, malicious wounding, those, I'm not saying that those are the right charges, but those are just the ideas. You gotta wait 10 years. Oh, I should have kept reading. Persons convicted of a dangerous offense, namely the discharge or use of a deadly weapon or the intentional infliction of serious physical injury upon another, are ineligible for judicial restoration and may regain firearm rights only by pardon, and only if the pardon document so specifies. Oh, okay. Well, same thing. Yeah, so if it's a dangerous offense, you definitely have to file a pardon. And that's the Arizona Code Administration R541016. Set aside. Persons convicted of non-serious felonies may also regain firearm rights from the court through a set aside upon final discharge. Restoration of firearm rights is mandatory with a set aside, which has discharged courts from granting them. Okay. Persons with out-of-state convictions must seek relief from firearm disabilities in the jurisdiction of their conviction. So if you live in Arizona, but you was convicted in Florida, you have to seek relief in the jurisdiction you were convicted, Florida. Or, you get it. If you were from Arizona, you live in Arizona, but you were convicted in Virginia or in Georgia, you have to get the relief sought in those jurisdictions. And it says, person with federal convictions may regain their firearm rights only through presidential pardon. So this sentence, again, is for the individuals who say that if you got a federal conviction, you can't get your rights back. Here it is. Persons with federal convictions may regain their rights only through presidential pardons. Who has the authority? The governor has the authority to grant pardons. Administration, the Board of Executive Clemency, eligibility. Unless prohibited by law, an individual who is convicted of an Arizona felony offense may apply for a pardon. Persons convicted under federal law or convicted under the law of another state are ineligible for a governor's pardon, which you have to do either a presidential pardon or satisfy the conviction in the jurisdiction where you were convicted. Alright, so let's get over to the application and see what we can find out about it. Get a little more information. Pardon application. Arizona Board of Executive Clemency, pardon application. Y'all can read over this on y'all own time. I'm going to just go over the requirements. Original pardon application with signature page notarized and 1 copy of the notarized application. 2 recent set of fingerprints. Copy of the pre-sentence report, court sentences, plea agreements, case numbers for which you seek pardon. All restitution has to be paid. If obtained, a copy of absolute discharge, restoration of civil rights, and convictions set aside court orders. A minimum of 3 letters of support. Only 1 reference may come from a family member who is related by blood or marriage. At least 10 days before the Board of Executive Clemency act upon the application for a pardon. Written notice of intention to apply, therefore signed by the person applying, shall be served on the county attorney of the county where the applicant was convicted, and proof of service must be presented to the board by affidavit. Alright. The provision of this section shall not apply when there is imminent danger or death of the person convicted or imprisoned, when the term of imprisonment of the applicant is within 10 days. Recommended. If you previously owed child support, please provide proof that you are current on payment and the order has been satisfied. Copy of the most current resume. Any other documents you wish to include for the board to consider. Certificates, diplomas, evaluations. If you got a deed to your house, if you got, your CDL or trade certifications, if you got anything that shows that you have been prosperous, anything that you may have added to your attributes as an individual, advancements at work, community service, OSHA certifications, anything that shows you are out here striving to be better, you need to include, or I advise you to include. I'm not going to say you need to, but I advise you to include. And then it says send the document via mail to the Arizona Board of Executive Clemency. The address is here. It said applicants are received and processed continuously on a first-come, first-served basis. Due to the high volume of petitions received, no applicant will be processed if any required documentation is missing. So make sure y'all go over that checklist. Make sure y'all got every document you need, and it's highly recommended that you make a copy of the package for your personal records, as we will not return what is submitted. You may choose to use certified mail receipt if you like to verify the date the board receives your package. I would advise that. Send us a certified mail so you will know for a fact the day that your pardon packet was received. We are not responsible for petitions that are lost if they are not submitted by via certified mail. That is important. Alright, let's see what this application look like. Just like all the others, general information, first, last, middle name. They got a box for imminent danger, and they give a definition of what imminent danger means. Meaning the applicant is examined by a medical doctor, and the doctor diagnosed that the applicant is suffering from a medical condition in which the doctor professes medical opinion will, to the reasonable medical certified, the results of the applicant death within 6 months. And imminent danger or death shall only apply shall only apply for those applicants that are currently incarcerated. So you can't say you're in imminent danger because you got an opposition. You got somebody trying to kill you. Quote unquote from what this is. This is my interpretation of this. But date of birth, place of birth, male, female, address, phone numbers, email, family members, marital status, the general information that's in all pardons so far from what I've seen. Citizenship, gun rights restoration. Boom. Section 6. If a pardon is granted, are you requesting a pardon to restore your gun rights? Make sure you click yes, and please explain why you are seeking to possess a firearm. Shoot. Honey, you want to learn firearm etiquette. You want to be able to teach your children firearm etiquette. You want to get into the sporting of the 2A community. There's a multitude of reasons. Don't say protect to protect yourself. Educational background, military, criminal history. If previously incarcerated, Department of Correction, please provide your inmate number. Do you presently have outstanding warrants, either state or federal? More information regarding your criminal history. And it asks, are you seeking a pardon for this conviction? Make sure you check that box, yes or no, to those felony offenses. Have you ever been convicted of a crime in any other state? Have you had any arrests with any law enforcement agency since your last sentence? Employment history, substance abuse treatment, charitable, community activities, volunteering services, and state your reason for seeking a pardon. Well, it's pretty simple. The questions aren't that difficult to answer. And if so, your attendance will be in person or by phone. Please indicate a phone number that you wish the board to contact you to schedule a hearing date. The board conducts hearing between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. It cannot designate the time of the day. It cannot designate the time of a date that your hearing will be conducted. It cannot designate the time of day that your hearing will be conducted. There y'all go, Arizona. I'm gonna get this up here. Make sure y'all get y'all links and y'all addresses. And y'all get this ball rolling, man. And just like every other person who utilize this information to go through the process on their own, man, please update the rest of the community, update the rest of the felon tribe, man, so we can know, whether you were successful or not, to help build confidence so the next person can get it done themselves. Until next time, Big Felon, checking out.